Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It is Monday, September 21st. It's a brand new week, which means we're coming with a brand new word of encouragement this week. And so, yesterday, quick story. Yesterday, I actually went out to go and get my family some food. And at the particular establishment I was at, they had posted on their wall that the safety of their customers was their primary concern. The safety of their customers. Of course, because of COVID, that is everybody's primary concern. You can't really go anywhere without having a mask on. Different establishments have limited what it is you can and can't touch. Some places you used to could go and get your own drink. Now they get the drink for you because they are concerned about everyone's safety. And for the most part, for the past 6 months or so, everyone has been concerned about their safety, so much so that some don't even go out. They completely stay at home to ensure that they are safe. But I would argue today that sometimes, even when you're at home, that's still not the safest place to be. Because sometimes when we're at home, we still get caught up in ourself, in our own mind, in our own thoughts, in our own feelings. And those places can sometimes take us to places that we don't need to be, we don't need to go. Because when I'm in my own mind, when I'm in my own feelings, right? When I'm in my own thoughts, then I get caught up in my own what? Flesh. And the flesh is what leads me to sin. And so I would say that the very safest place that you can be is in the presence of God. In the presence of God. Because when you're in his presence, it's a lot harder to do what you want to do, think what you want to think, say what you want to say, because you're in his presence. Quick story. When I was probably some of you all's age, and I may have shared this with you before. If not, you're going to learn something today about Pastor Shelby you may not have known. But when I was you all's age, obviously I went to school. And when I went to school, particularly middle school, high school, when I was at home, I was an angel. Trust me. I mean, I'm lying. I wasn't an angel, but I didn't do everything that I did when I was at school. When I stepped foot on that campus, whatever campus it was, and all my other friends were cussing and carrying on, saying things they had no business saying, doing things they had no business doing. And guess what I was doing? I was doing it right there with them. But the minute, yes, I know you're like, what? Not you, Pastor Shelby. Yes, Pastor Shelby, when he was a kid, I was cussing and carrying on too when I was at school, right? But the minute I got in the car with my mom or my dad, or I stepped foot back in this house, you would never know. Why? Because I was in the presence of my parents. See, there's certain things that we do and don't do when we're in the presence of our parents that we would do if we were not in their presence. So the same thing applies to our Heavenly Father. When we are constantly in his presence, it's a lot harder to do the things that our flesh wants us to do. But when we're outside of his presence, right? Whether we're in the house or not, when you are outside of the presence of God, when you are not constantly making an effort to be in his presence, it's a lot harder for your mind, your thoughts, your mouth to go places that it does not need to go, for you to do things that you don't need to do, for you to say things that you don't need to say, for you to think things that you don't need to think. And so I encourage you all this week, no matter how tough it gets, no matter what challenges or tempts you to do otherwise, my challenge and encouragement to you this week is to get into the presence of God, because it's the very safest place that you can be. Not necessarily safe from a virus or safe from a broken system or police brutality, but sometimes we need to be saved from ourselves. So save yourself this week and get in the presence of God. God bless you. Y'all have a great week.